Hello friends, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss in this lecture, that is about the second chapter we have started in the previous lecture, ideal gases and ideal gas processes. In that we will discuss today about the constant volume process and simple numerical problems on the constant volume process. So what is the constant volume process? It is also called as an isochoric process. When gas is heated in a closed vessel or a closed container, its temperature and pressure increases but volume remains constant. Now this type of process, we can call it as a constant volume process, in which we are trying to keep the volume of the gas constant. If we put the gas in a closed container, even if we are adding the heat or rejecting the heat, the volume of the gas is going to remain constant, because gas always occupies the volume of the container. So when the container is a closed container, so there is no change in the volume. That is what is our assumption. But when the volume is kept constant according to the Charles law, we see that the pressure and temperature, they are directly proportional to each other. Pressure and temperature are changing, but they are directly proportional to each other. Now suppose we consider a closed container here, and we are having a 1 kg of gas filled in a closed container, and if we add the heat to this particular gas, 1 kg of gas in a closed container, this gas is going to acquire the total volume of this particular container. And we see that when we are adding a heat to this particular container, certain properties of the gas is going to change. So initially when we are starting to add the heat, that condition we call as a initial condition, that is represented by the state point number 1. And the final condition, when heat addition is over, that particular final condition we call it as a state point 2. Now these two state points we are going to plot on the property diagram, that is the PV diagram and the TS diagram. Now what is the PV diagram? PV diagram is the pressure versus volume diagram, and TS diagram is the temperature versus entropy diagram. So in this figure we can see on the screen that we are having the PV diagram and we are having the TS diagram. So pressure is marked on the y-axis on the PV diagram and volume is marked on the x-axis. Similarly, on the TS diagram we are having temperature on the y-axis and entropy on the x-axis. Now initially we are noting different properties at the initial state of the gas before addition of the heat, and we are plotting that on both the diagrams. So this is the point, initial state point 1, which we are measuring the pressure, volume and temperature of the gas, and also the entropy of the gas. Then we are plotting this point on PV and TS diagram. Now when we start adding the heat, there will be the expansion of molecules of the gas. The gas molecules will tend to go away from each other because of the thermal expansion when we are adding the heat, and because of that we see that the pressure inside the container is going to increase. So pressure is increasing, temperature is also increasing because we are adding the heat. So internal energy is increasing, enthalpy is increasing, and we see that the entropy is also increasing because we are adding the heat. Now here only one parameter, that is what we are assuming, that the volume is remaining constant because of the closed container. Now when we are stopping the heat addition process, at that particular point we are calling it as the final state point. So again we are measuring the different properties at the final state point, and then we are plotting the final state point on both the property diagrams, that is PV and TS diagrams. So this is the actual process what we have drawn here by plotting these 2 points, initial state point and the final state point. Then we are joining this initial state point and final state point by a line or a curve, and that is the process curve. Whenever state points are joined by a line or a curve, that becomes our process representation of the process. So this is called as a process 1 to 2. So this is the process 1 to 2 on TS diagram also. Now this is the direction of the process. This is the heat addition process. We see that on the PV diagram. Whenever we are adding the heat, now this pressure is going to increase. And as it is a constant volume process, so volume at the initial condition is equal to the volume at the final condition. So V1 is equal to V2. But initial pressure is changing from lower pressure to the higher pressure. That is, it is changing from P1 to P2. Similarly, the entropy at the initial point is the S1 entropy. It is increasing to the S2 entropy. So this is the direction of the process curve on the TS diagram. Now we are going to do the analysis of this particular process for the different parameters. So important parameters we are going to see one by one. That is, what is the PVT relation? That is the pressure, volume, temperature relation for this particular process. So the equation for this process is given by, that is, according to the Charles law. We already seen when volume is remaining constant, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. So governing equation we have seen in case of the Charles law, that is P by T is equal to constant. So applying this to the initial state point and the final state point, so we can write here P1 upon T1, that is equal to P2 upon T2, that is remaining constant. Now we can write this equation in a simplified form, that is T2 upon T1, that is equal to P2 upon P1. Then next parameter, second parameter is the work transfer or the work done during the process. Now we know that work transfer is given by, it is represented by capital W, and it is given by the expression, that is integration of pressure into change in the volume. So whenever there is a, we have seen that work transfer is denoted by or measured by pressure into product of pressure into change in the volume. Now integration means the total work transfer from initial state point to the final state point. So integral P dV, that is the relation to find out the work transfer. Now since the volume is constant, so change in the volume is equal to 0 for the constant volume process. So W is equal to 0 for the constant volume process, because there is no change in the volume, so there is no displacement of the mechanical component. So we are saying that the work transfer is 0. Now third point is the change in the internal energy of the system. So internal energy change for all the gas processes is given by a single equation, that is equal to delta U. Delta U stands for the total change in internal energy, that is equal to M into CV into T2 minus T1. So M stands for the total mass of the gas, CV stands for the specific heat of the gas at constant volume, and this is the temperature difference from initial state to the final state. So this equation we are going to use for all the gas processes to find out the internal energy change. Now next point, that is the heat transfer during the process. Now we have seen we can add the heat or we can reject the heat. Now we have represented that particular process for addition of the heat. Now when we are adding the heat, any system, it is converting partially that particular heat into work, and it is partially storing that particular heat as the internal energy of the system. But as it is a constant volume process, as work transfer is 0, so we can find out what is the relation for the heat transfer for this process. Now from the first law of thermodynamics, which is applied to the closed cyclic processes and to the non-cyclic processes, that is dQ is equal to dW plus du. That is, whatever amount of heat is supplied, that is partially converted into work and partially it is stored as the internal energy of the system. But here, so So the total heat transfer we can find by integrating these terms. Now W is 0 for the constant volume process, and total change in the internal energy for the process is given by mCV delta T, that is the temperature difference. So Q is nothing but the total heat transfer for the constant volume process. Q is equal to mCV T2 minus T1. So Q, that is the heat transfer, is not utilized for generation of the mechanical work. Therefore, whatever heat we are giving to the system, that is stored, that total heat is stored as the internal energy of the system, because there is no change in the volume, so there is no work transfer. So change in the internal energy is equal to the heat transfer itself. That is total heat is utilized to increase the internal energy of the system. So formula to find out the change in internal energy and heat transfer for the constant volume process is similar. Now fifth parameter is the change in the enthalpy, that is denoted by delta H. Now we know that in the first chapter itself we have seen the definition of the enthalpy. So enthalpy can be mathematically calculated as the summation of the internal energy plus the flow work. So we have written this equation as dH is equal to du plus d into, that is PV. So PV is nothing but pressure into specific volume, that is the specific flow work. Therefore, to find out the total enthalpy, we are integrating this particular equation between state point 1 and 2. So we are getting delta H is equal to U2 minus U1 is nothing but change in internal energy, plus, now integrating this particular term, that is P into V, we are getting P2 V2 minus P1 V1 after the integration, and putting the limits, we are getting this particular formula, that is P2 V2 minus P1 V1. But we know that PV is equal to mRT. Therefore, we can replace this P2 V2 and P1 V1 by the general gas equation, that is PV is equal to mRT. So we can write delta H is equal to mCV T2 minus T1 plus mR T2 minus T1, because P2 V2 is nothing but mR T2 minus mR T1, so it becomes mR is constant, T2 minus T1. Therefore this formula becomes delta H is equal to m into T2 minus T1 into CV plus R. Now CV plus R, what is CV? That is the specific heat at constant volume, and R is the characteristic gas constant. So there is a relationship between the specific heats of the gas, that is Cp and Cv and R. What is that relationship? That is Cp minus Cv is equal to capital R. So by using this particular formula, so we can write this Cv plus R is nothing but Cp. So Cp is equal to R plus Cv. Therefore this formula becomes delta H is equal to mCp T2 minus T1. So this is the derivation to find out the change in the enthalpy of the system for the constant volume process. Now the last parameter is the change in entropy for the constant volume process. Now we know that change in entropy is given by the formula ds is equal to dq by T. So integrating this particular formula between state point 1 to 2 to find out the total change in entropy. So integration of ds is equal to integration of dq by T. So that becomes delta S. So total change in entropy is equal to, now we are knowing that dq is equal to du plus dw divided by T according to the first law, where dw is 0. Therefore the formula only becomes the integration of change in internal energy du divided by temperature T. Therefore this formula becomes integration of, now formula for change in internal energy is mCv T2 minus T1 divided by T. Therefore now mass into Cv, that is mCv, is a constant term. So we are taking those terms outside the integral sign. So integration of dt upon T, that is integration of 1 by T with respect to dt. So that is the log to the base e of T, and putting the limits from condition 1 to condition 2. So temperature is changing from condition T1 to T2. So we are getting this formula as delta S is equal to mCV log to the base E T2 upon T1. So delta S is equal to mCV log to the base E. In terms of pressure, we can write this formula as mCV log to the base E P2 upon P1. Because for the constant volume process, T2 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon P1. Temperatures are directly proportional to each other. So we can replace this T2 and T1 by P2 and P1. So we can use these two formulas. If you are knowing the temperatures and if you want to calculate the entropy, then you can use this formula. If you are knowing the pressures, you can use this formula to calculate the change in entropy. Now, on the basis of the analysis we have done for the different parameters, we can solve the simple numerical on the constant volume process. Now we see the first numerical. So what is the problem given? Certain mass of gas is filled in a closed cylinder of 0.3 meter cube capacity at a temperature of 8.5 degrees Celsius and initial pressure of 900 kilopascal, full stop. The gas is heated until its pressure becomes 1050 kilopascal kPa, full stop. Calculate the work transfer, heat transfer, then change in internal energy, change in enthalpy and change in entropy, full stop. Take Cp is equal to 1.765 kilojoule per kg degree Kelvin and Cv is equal to 1.468 kilojoule per kg degree Kelvin. Now in this problem, we are given with the heat addition process in which we are having the closed cylinder in which we are having the initial volume, that is the volume of the cylinder is 0.3 meter cube capacity and the initial temperature of the gas given is 8.5 degrees Celsius and initial pressure is 900 kilopascal. Now the gas is heated until its pressure is increased to 1050 kilopascal. Now we want to calculate what is the work transfer, heat transfer, change in the internal energy, change in enthalpy and change in entropy for the system. Now specific heat at constant pressure and specific heat at constant volume values are given in the problem. So you have to first write down the given data in a proper manner. So we have to write first which type of process is this. We are solving the problem of which ideal gas process, that should be noted in the given data. So this is the constant volume process. Now how we have recognized it is a constant volume process? Because when you are reading the problem, it is seen that it is a closed cylinder is given in the problem. Therefore whenever a closed cylinder is there is no scope for increment in the volume, so it automatically becomes a constant volume process problem, or it may be mentioned directly in the problem that this is a constant volume process. So we have written the type of process in the given data, then volume of that particular container, that is given 0.3 meter cube. So that volume is nothing but initial volume V1 is equal to V2, because this is a constant volume process, 0.3 meter cube. Initial temperature at state point 1, that is T1 is equal to 8.5 degrees Celsius. So we have to convert that into degree Kelvin for our calculation purpose. Now how to convert these degrees into degree Kelvin? So you have to add this degree Celsius value by 273 to convert that into degree Kelvin. So this becomes 281.5 degree Kelvin. This is the initial temperature is given to us. Now final temperature is not given to us. Then we have to find what is the initial pressure given. P1 is equal to 900 kilopascal. Then final pressure is given as 1050 kilopascal. Now we have to find out what is the final temperature T2, work done, then heat transfer, change in enthalpy and change in internal energy and change in entropy for the given problem. Now we are writing this particular pressure values in kilopascal. Now what is the kilopascal? Kilopascal is nothing but kilonewton per meter square. Kilonewton per meter square. So we have to write the pressure values in kilonewton per meter square. We can write that in the newton per meter square, that is Pascal. But when we are given with the specific heat values in kilojoules, therefore we have to write down the pressure values in kilopascal, that is kilonewton per meter square, because kilojoule is nothing but kilonewton per. Therefore the kilojoule means the kilonewton meter and joule means Newton meter. Therefore when you are using the kilojoule term, so you have to write that pressure value in kilonewton per meter square. So kilo term must be there, so that we can easily solve the problem. Now initially we are plotting this particular problem at the given condition on the PV and TS diagram. So this is a constant volume process having the heating process here. So we have located the initial state point, final state points on the PV and TS diagram and drawn this particular constant volume processes. So we have located this P1, P2, V1, V2 values here, T1, T2 values and S1 and S2 values on the diagram. So initially we must see which are the unknown parameters from the PVT terms, pressure, volume, temperature terms. We have to find out which are the unknown values which are not given in the problem. So those values should be find out first. So in this we are knowing the volume, that is V1 is equal to V2. We are knowing both the pressures, and only we don't know is the final temperature here, T2. Therefore we will find first, that is what is the final temperature. So final temperature, we know that for the constant volume process, T2 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon P1. So T2 is equal to, P2 pressure is 1050 kilopascal divided by 900 kilopascal, that we are taking those values in kilopascal, into temperature T1 in degrees Kelvin, that is 281.5. Therefore we are getting the value of final temperature in degree Kelvin, that is T2 is equal to 328.41 degree Kelvin. So we have calculated the unknown temperature among the PVT, that is the final temperature that we have found out. Then second parameter, we are not knowing the mass of the gas. So we must find out what is the mass of the gas. So second parameter is mass of gas. Now we can apply the general gas equation at the state point 1, or we can apply the general gas equation at the state point 2 also, but for we have applied it for the state point 1. Therefore P1 V1 is equal to MR T1. Therefore we are applying the general gas equation at state point 1. We have P1 V1 is equal to MR T1. So we can calculate mass. Mass is equal to P1 V1 upon RT1. So putting the values, so we are getting mass is equal to 3.23 kg. So we have calculated the mass of the gas for this problem. Now third point is the work transfer. So W, that is equal to integration of P into dV. Now as volume is constant, dV is equal to 0 for the constant volume process, so W is equal to 0. Now heat supplied Q, that is equal to, for the constant volume process, Q is equal to change in the internal energy du, that is nothing but given by the formula mass into CV into temperature difference, that is T2 minus T1. So putting the corresponding values here, so we are getting the heat supplied Q is equal to 222.47 kilojoule. So this is the total heat supply to the total mass. Now next point is the change in the internal energy. Now heat supplied is equal to change in internal energy for constant volume process. Therefore that value is similar with the heat supplied value, that is equal to 222.47 kilojoule. Next point, that is point 6, change in the enthalpy, delta H. Now delta H is equal to mCp delta T, that is change in the temperature. So putting these values here, we have delta H is equal to 267.43 kilojoule. This is the total change in the enthalpy. Now last point in the problem, that is the change in the entropy, delta S. So that is given by delta S is equal to mCv log to the base e T2 upon T1. So putting the corresponding values, we are getting delta S is equal to 0.730 kilojoule per degree Kelvin. So this is the total change in the entropy. Therefore the unit of total entropy is kilojoule per degree Kelvin. If it is specific entropy, then unit is kilojoule per kg degree Kelvin. But we are calculating this total entropy because we have multiplied here by the mass. So these values are the total values. So in this way we have solved this problem, simple numerical on constant volume process. So we have to practice. You have to practice some more problems from the textbook on this particular process. So in the next lecture we will see about the constant pressure process. So thank you.